So today we're going to unbox the new Maven magnetic filters from their recent Kickstarter. So I'm already a Case Wolverine magnetic filter user. I've done an unboxing on those, and I've done a review on those filters on previous videos on my channel. But with the new Maven magnetic filters, I did want to just give them a try. I've already seen the benefit of magnetic filters. I think it's the way to go. It makes things easy to change out in the field and experiment and change. And it really does save a lot of time and makes things more efficient. So when the Maven magnetic filters came onto the scene, I was intrigued. They brought a couple things to the table they claimed, and while I was happy with my Case filters, I'm always looking to see what else is out there and is there something better. So a couple of the things the Maven magnetic filters came on the scene with was they were color-coded, which to me was a big deal. It's really hard to tell filters apart, and this applies to threaded filters, to magnetic filters, and it's just really nice that they color-coded these filters, which we'll take a look at, and it's more easy to tell which one is your 3-stop, which is your 6-stop, which is a 10, which is your CPL. So I was excited about that. They claim they had stronger magnets than the Case magnetic filters, and while I haven't had any trouble with the magnets on my Case magnetic filters, mine are newer. I've only had them for about 6 months, and I've had no trouble with them, but I've heard over time they could deteriorate. So I was just curious to see how much stronger these Maven filters were. And they claim a superior optical quality in that they have no color cast to them. So I did participate in their Kickstarter, and my filters arrived earlier this week, and we're going to do an unboxing today. So let's dive into this and see what we've got. They arrived in this cardboard box. Shipping box, of course. Let's get this opened up. And let's see what we've got in here. Nicely wrapped. We've got the carrying case. This is one of the hard plastic holders that the filters go in. We'll take a look at that when we get it opened up. We've got the filter kit themselves. I did go with the 82mm filter kit. It is the largest filter size I have on any of my lenses. It's the same thing I went with Case filters, and it's the same thing I do with threaded filters, 82mm. That's what I've got. We'll dive into that more in a second. Comes with another handy soft carrying pouch like this. And this one, it does have a clip on the back, so you can attach it to either like a backpack or your belt or something like that. So we'll take a look at that. And wrapped up here, we have the mounts to the lens, so the magnetic filter mount, and step-up ring so that I can get from my smaller filter size lenses to the larger 82mm filter. We'll take a look at that, and I'll talk about why I have so many of these as well. So let's dive into the filters first. Let's set these aside over here, the Case filtering pouch, and let's get straight into what we really want. So what we've got here is the Maven magnetic filters. Like I said, I do have the 82mm kit, and this filter kit contains a circular polarizer, a 3-stop ND filter, a 6-stop ND filter, a 10-stop ND filter. Also includes what they call a splash guard, which is sort of a UV filter. Includes one lens cap, and then it includes the magnetic adapter ring. Magnetic adapter ring is what goes on the end of your lens. Goes on the end of the lens here, so that you have something magnetic to stick the filter to. Let's dive in and take a look at that. Get this open. Just throw that over there. So, get this open. Okay, let's see what we've got in here. Nice little handy box. This is the lens cap. Nice little Maven magnetic lens cap, very similar to the Case magnetic lens cap. These are super handy. Toss them in the bag, keep your lenses protected, and they just snap off and on real easily with the magnets. Super cool with that. Let's take a look at this. This is the magnetic adapter ring. Like I said, what this does is it screws into the filter thread on your lens. So what I do have is I have my 14 to 30mm lens on here, and this screws onto the end of the lens. That is the adapter ring. And what this lets it do is it lets it take the magnet, just like that. Gives it the magnetic base for the filters and lens caps and things to stick to. So each of your lenses will need this. This is an 82mm one. My other lenses that I have will need adapter rings to step them up into the 82mm size. And got a little note here from the maker. I have not read any of this. Like I said, I'm literally just now opening this up. Got a little note about support, a little bit about his approach to it. There's a little quick start guide, which I'm sort of just skipping right through because I've used case magnetic filters. I'm pretty familiar with how the adapter rings work, step-up rings, and that. So we're sort of skipping right through that. There for you to read if you want. And it goes into a little bit about what the M symbolizes, mountain peaks and things like that. So some things to read that came with the box. Learn a little more about your filters. I'm going to set this aside. So here we go with the filters here. And they're even already in a sort of case. So that gives me lots of cases, I guess, because I've got this case over here. I've got the case that the filters are in already. And then I've got this pouch over here. So a plethora of options for cases. So let's get this case open. Nice little latch there. And there's the filters inside. So as you can see, they are color-coded. You've got blue, red, purple, gold, and silver. So the blue is your CPL. The red is your 3-stop filter. Purple is your 6-stop filter. The gold is your 10-stop filter. And then the silver is your splash guard or UV filter. Now, what's also interesting, I think this is really cool, is the number of knurls on the side, these little nubs to help give you a little bit of grip when you take the filter off and on when you grab it, is coded to the stops. So the red one, which is the 3-stop ND filter, has 3 little knurls or nubs in it. And then the 6-stop has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then the 10-stop has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So pretty cool. They're both color-coded. And if you're just like in the dark, can't really see, you can sort of get a rough feel for just based on the number of nubs that are in the filters. So the filters, let's get these out. Let's take a look at the CPL first. This is the one I use most often, especially when I'm out. I like to photograph waterfalls. You see my videos, or at least moving creeks. So these really help cut the glare down. So they are pretty light. They are labeled magnetic CPL 82 millimeter. Take a look through there. Very cool. Toss it on the lens here. So like I said, I already put my adapter mount on. That on, fits on there nice and snug. You rotate it to get the amount of polarization that you want on it. Just rotate it around like that. Moves nice and easy. So let's pop that one off. I'm gonna stick it back here in the case for the moment. And let's grab this 3-stop. Get it out of here. Same, it just pops right on there just like that. Real easy. That's a 3-stop filter just to sort of cut down. Helps with long exposure, photography, things like that. Like I said, I do a lot of waterfalls, so sometimes I want even more blur in that water. I want to be able to have an even longer shutter speed to do that. I can toss on a 3-stop in some conditions. If it's really bright and sunny, and I really wanted to be able to slow that shutter speed down even more, I can just go here, grab, say, the 10-stop, and got the 10-stop on there. So very cool. These filters are also stackable. So say I had my 6-stop filter, put on my 6-stop filter, and if I want my polarization for my CPL, they're stackable like that. And then this is the big test. One of the things with the case filters is the lens cap is, it's not the most sturdy once you put it on, especially if you're stacking it on filters. So let's see, this is sort of the test, because it's pretty good. It's goes on there right like that. It's got a little bit of wiggle to it, which the case does too. I would say it takes just a little bit more to pull it off, so the magnets probably are just a little bit stronger on this. They pop off. I question just how much stronger it is, because like I said, I really don't have that problem with my case filters now. I think maybe some of the people that do either have been using them longer, or I've heard rumor that case did bump up the amount of magnetism in the filters in more recent versions. Like I said, mine are only 5-6 months old, so I may have a set where the magnetization is a little stronger. Again, not problematic. I'd say, I guess it feels a little more comfortable on there. Those are the filters. Like I said, definitely love the color coding. I think that's awesome. Let's get these put in here. Put the lens cap on. The filters themselves definitely stick to each other a little more strongly. And then there's a UV splash guard. So I don't even know if I own a UV filter. Now I do. So that's it. Comes in this handy little pouch. That is pretty cool. Like I said, I thought that this was actually going to be a thing, but it looks like it came in the kit as well. So nice little kit, 82 millimeters, got all the things you want, packs down nice and small. It'll be easy to toss into a pack with no problem, keep things pretty nice and safe. You know, the hard shell case is nice. Most of the time I've used soft cases, which I really haven't had any problem with, but pretty handy. So let's put this back in here. Let's close that up. Let's go ahead and take a look real quick at this other case, just to see what it's all about, see if it is different. I believe this was an add-on once they hit a certain goal. Let's see if there's any different. Pop this open. It is just a different, there are no dividers in here. See the other one. So let's take a look. This one, I believe, had dividers in it. So yeah, this one has dividers in it, and this one does not have dividers in it. So I'm not sure how much I will use this. You know, guess it's a cool little case for something to stick in there. I'm not 100% sure what they intended this to be used. I may need to go back at the Kickstarter page and take a look at that. And since we're on the cases, let's go ahead and take a look at the other case that came with this. Pop this up. I actually tend to use soft covered cases more. It says Maven on the front. Nice little blue case. And little soft individual pouches to put your filters in. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So plenty of room for your filters. Attach it here. What I do like is it has this little clip. And a lot of times I either have like a little carabiner or I wear a lot of like little utility pants that sort of have some clips and things like that. So I can just sort of clip this on the side of my pants or on my belt and I have my filters nice and close. You can also, it's got a little loop, which is cool because you could also hang it from a tripod. So you go out there, get set up, get your camera up on top of there, and then use one of the knobs on the tripod to sort of hang this from so your filters are nice and close. So I suspect I will use this case more often. It's nice and padded inside, keep the filter elements themselves nice and safe, keep things nice and ready. And then again, with the color coding, that's what's super nice is right now what I do is I try to memorize the order I put things in, you know, CPL, 3-stop, 6-stop, 10-stop. With the colors, even if I get in a hurry and mess that up, it'll still be easy to tell which filter is which. So super cool on that. I suspect this is the pouch that I'll tend to use more often than one of the hard ones, but we shall see how it works. Okay, so over here, we've got a 72mm to 82mm step-up ring. So this takes a lens that has a filter size of a 72mm. You put this on the front of the lens instead of a magnetic adapter, because this is the magnetic adapter, but it sort of steps you up to that 82mm. It's what lets you buy the filter for the largest filter size you have lens-wise, and then step up your other ones so you don't have to rebuy the filters every single time. So I got a 72mm. This is a lens cap, 82mm lens cap. Once you've stepped up all of your lenses, your lens cap size is actually an 82mm because you're going to keep these step-up rings on your lenses, which means they're going to all be 82mm. So there is another lens cap. I tend to carry 3 lenses out in the field, so when I did this Kickstarter for add-ons, I set myself up to be able to take 3 lenses 82mm. The native 82mm filter size, and then my other lenses. For example, this Tamron, I believe, is a 67mm filter size, so it would get a 67mm to 82mm step-up ring, put it on. I would leave that step-up ring on all the time, so this lens cap wouldn't fit. I'd use the 82mm to do it. Another lens cap, 82mm lens cap. This is the 67 to 82mm step-up ring. And another 67 to 82mm step-up ring. I could have misclicked and accidentally ordered too many. I'm trying to think why. I do have multiple 67mm, so this actually could be sort of cool because I do have multiple lenses 67mm right now. I tend to either move that adapter ring or use the magnetic ones on my most frequently used one and use a threaded one on the ones that I don't take out quite as often. So I'll have to look to see why I have 2 of those, but these are green, so they're easy to tell that you've got step-up rings on your lenses like that. And then I've got 82mm adapter rings. Again, this is an 82mm thread to adapt it to being magnetic. Now, the reason I have multiples of these is when I first did the Kickstarter, I think I selected the wrong option and I selected 82mm adapter rings. And then when it came to do the add-ons after the Kickstarter completed, I didn't want to risk delaying shipping or trying to communicate because I know they were swamped, and I decided, you know, I ordered the wrong thing. I'm just going to go ahead and receive them. And my add-ons were the step-up rings to get to where I wanted to be. So that's why I got extras. You wouldn't normally need this many. I certainly don't have this many lenses with that. So let's take a look real quick at the step-up rings. We're going to take this 67 to 82mm step-up ring. I'm going to open it up. So it works very similar to the adapter ring. You pop lens cap off. This will screw on to the front of the lens like this because that was a 67mm filter size on here. I need to step it up to an 82mm in order for my filters to work. So let's take that, get a lens cap, and now my lens cap fits on there just fine. Let's open this back up again and I'll show you. Toss the CPL on, lens cap off, and now that 82mm fits on there just fine. So I'm able to put that filter on. So it's handy to adapt the lenses. Like I said, I can leave this I would leave this step-up ring on almost all the time. And that way, that's why I have the lens caps, got the extra lens caps. And like I said, when I bought these, and I did this with the case filter kits too, I set up for 3 lenses in the field. I tend to have a wide, a mid, and a telephoto. And that's why I keep 3 lens caps, and I get enough step-up rings to handle my common lenses that I take out in the field. And that's how I make that approach. Oh, okay. So as I was sitting here thinking, and it even shows on the front of this box, accessories holder, this is handy for holding your step-up rings. So take a look at this, because I was getting set to discard some of this paper, and I'm like, wait, what am I going to keep them in? Check this out. So There's no holders in there, but I can put my extra lens caps in there. So I got this extra 67 to 82 millimeter. It's not going to matter if these bang around because there's no optical glass or anything on it. It's truly just, you know, threads on this side, the magnets on this side. So that fits in there nice. So this is my 72 millimeter to 82 millimeter step-up ring. It fits in there nice. Just toss that in there like that. So now I understand what this one is for. This is for, as it says on the box, the accessories. So that makes a lot of sense. This I actually will use for times I don't have necessarily everything on the lenses or anything like that. Keeps them easy to find and nice, safe, and protected. Just toss that in there. So we figured it out. So that's the Maven magnetic filters unboxed. They seem pretty cool. I really do like the edging and the knurls on the side. I think that's pretty cool. The color coding is obviously great. Before I go though, let's just take a real quick look. I do want to just talk about some of the features that they touted in the Kickstarter. One, price-wise, I'm not 100% sure what the retail price is going to be. And I'm sort of foggy on what I paid here. I want to believe I was right in the $300 range. That was for this filter kit. I think once I hit certain levels, some of these pouches and add-ons started coming with the Kickstarter. And then I think this was an extra because they hit a certain level in the Kickstarter. And then I added those step-up rings. I accidentally ordered the 82 millimeter adapter rings. So I think I ended up paying close to $325, $330, something like that total for the filters. That's what the Kickstarter pricing was. They seemed to lead you to believe that the retail pricing was going to be, I don't know, $200 higher than that, which would put maybe a kit around $450, $500. I'm really not 100% sure what the retail pricing on this will be. And over the course of the video, we did hit several of the key things on this, so I'm not really going to repeat those. Obviously, color-coded filters, you know, the knurled edges, the count matches the filter type, you know, 3-stop, 6-stop, 10-stop. But let's talk about the optics. I didn't really talk about that a whole lot. They call this tier 1 with no color cast. On the Kickstarter, there were several examples, and he's done videos on the color cast and color casting he's seen in other filter brands and how these are better. So these are AGC Japanese optical quality glass. It is hydrophobic, so water won't stick to it very well. Like, it won't build up as much. It should just sort of roll right off, sort of like maybe if you put something like Rain-X on your windshield. So it's supposed to sort of repel that and any kind of dirt, debris. It's just sort of supposed to have sort of a surface that helps keep that stuff from sticking on there. So it makes it real nice if you're out there in the rain or photographing near water spray of a waterfall or something like that. It's got 16-layer MRC multi-resistant coating, supposed to help cut down on some of the reflections and things like that through the glass. And in addition, this does have lifetime warranty on manufacturing defects. You know, if you're not abusing your filters and there's actually something manufacturing-wise that goes wrong with these, they do have a lifetime warranty. And these filters actually have a theft protection element to them too. If these filters are stolen from you, maybe you left your camera bag in the car, don't do that. But your camera bag was stolen and you lose your filters, make sure you have your proof of purchase and make sure you have an official police report and they will replace your filters for you. So hopefully that doesn't happen to you. I thought that was a little interesting little element, but yeah, theft protection as well. And that wraps up this unboxing. I have not had a chance to actually use these out in the field. This was truly a real unboxing. That was the shipping box it came in, me opening it, and that was the first time I'd opened them to get a look to see what was in the package. Had everything I expected. Excited to try these out. So I sort of see what I like, what I don't like, what do I feel about the magnet strength, how handy is that color coding. I mean, it certainly seems like it's going to be handy, but we'll comment on how handy it is out in the field. And we'll just sort of see how it all goes together. If you found this video helpful, and I hope you did, please hit that like button. And if you want to see future landscape photography content from me, including tips, tricks, behind the scenes, mini gear reviews, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any landscape photography content from me in the future. And thank you for watching.